Hello guys, welcome to our new video tutorial series of mobile application development, and in this video I will explain about what is Kotlin. In my previous video I had explained about Kotlin, and in this video I will revise the concepts of Kotlin. So what is Kotlin? As you already know that Kotlin is a modern programming language developed by JetBrains designed to concise, expressive and safe. It runs on Java Virtual Machines (JVM), make it fully compatible with Java, but it also offers a more streamlined syntax. Kotlin can be used for building various types of application from web to mobile to server-side apps. So, as you already know that Kotlin and Java features is mentioned below. I had discussed this in my previous videos as well. I will revise again. So, like if you are using Kotlin is efficient and quality of code. For Java is platform independent. In Kotlin is Java interoperability. In Java is object oriented. In Kotlin is open source, like anyone in the world can edit anything in the open source, means like you can access from anywhere and you can edit things which can be approved by the developers. Java has large community. Kotlin has extensive extensibility features. Java is secure and robust. Like Kotlin takes no time overhead. Java is dynamic. So like uh, every language have its own features. So there are some key features of Kotlin, and on the other side there's a key feature for Java. Every language has its own benefits and disadvantages. So these are the Kotlin data types that commonly use in Kotlin language. Also other language as well, like Boolean is the uh, mostly used data type in all the languages, like true false. The characters you can like add, create string and add name, anything else with the character string. Then we have number, which we can be integer, normal integer, and the long integer means you can save up to 8 bytes. And then we have array as well and string. So these are the common data types of Kotlin languages. In Kotlin, you don't always need to explicitly specify the data type of the variable. So, like if in C++, if you want to create a data type for integer, you have to define integer value and integer the name and you assign the value. So we have to define the before the variable we have to define the data type of every variable. But in Kotlin you just simply define well and number is equal to 10. So the compiler detects it by self, and if the number is integer it will consider as an integer. This is how language can ease your programming so many ways. So how we use variables in Kotlin? Kotlin has two different types of variables, while and var. Both are used to declare variables, but how they differ from each other. So val is immutable variable, means the value of val variable cannot be changed when it assigned. It's similar to constant or final variable. So if someone just like if I assign the value of name, for example, insert my name as in Rahat, so I cannot change the you know value of that variable again. So if you like in our program, if there's some kind of constant, you want to use constant, like the value cannot be changed by the entire program, so we use val over there. Otherwise we use var, and var is mutable, like it can be changed, it can be reassigned. For example, like someone just there's any function like modify that can modify. For example, if you have an application which basically you know uh, enter the user data, and every time when user logged in with his credentials. It just changes the username. So that time we use variable. So the key differences between var and variable is like val is assigned once and it can be read only then afterwards, and var is mutable. You can change the value as many times you want. So there are some control structures that every language has. Kotlin also has. So like we have the val score is 85, and there's three if else loop, like if else, the same with the C++. So if the value of the score is greater than 90, it will print A, else it will print. If the Then it will check the second condition. If the score value is greater than 80, it will print B, else if the both condition will not work, by default the else statement will work. So the for loop versus while loop, how does the for loop and while loop works in Kotlin? So in Kotlin, for loop is like you don't need to define the integer I is equal to c 0, and then give the condition and plus plus. It will do it by own. So I will just it will just like easy for programming, just for I into 1 to 5. So I will work till the 5, and it will print I value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the other hand, the while loop, we definitely use a counter. Without counter we cannot use the while loop. So we just declare the counter value to 3, and this is same like the C++, like counter whenever the counter is greater than 0, it will print the counter value, and it will minus minus. So this is the easy one. If you know the programming of little bit, you can easily write the code in Kotlin as well. So here is example of Kotlin, how to write functions in Kotlin. It's simple like fun. Fun is used for the function. It's like a keyword, and you just type your function name, which is add. We just a simple function that add two variables and return that two variables. So a is considered as integer, b is integer 2, and it will sum up both values and return. So on the other hand, we have some variable which we call simply the add function, and it will print an output of 7. Definitely we have to print the output as well, but it will give store the value of 7 in the sum variable. So this is a simple function, calculator that can read two numbers from user and add those numbers. You can also add like subtract as well. You can make a simple calculator on your Kotlin, and practice your coding. So it's simple like you know print same, enter your first name, and it will print you know get data from user, and it will store in num1. So if user enter a big number, it will read line, and again it will add second number, and it will add both number and store into sum, and then it will print the sum value is equal to this. So this is how we use Kotlin. It's very easy language. There are so much ease in this language. Like you don't need to declare the data type. That's a very good thing. If you do a lot of programming, it helps so much. Whenever you assigning and reassigning the variables, you don't need to worry about the variables or any kind of compiler errors. Because of this, you just reassign and assign those variables again and again, and you can reuse the variables. It also saves the memory. Like in C++, you have to create an for every variable you have to create an own variable, so it will add more memory. So that's why Kotlin is used nowadays. So I hope you understand basic structure of Kotlin, and in my next video, I will explain more about how do we do this Kotlin language or any other Android application on Android Studio, and we will demonstrate a sample app for you guys. So stay tuned with us, and please share, subscribe, and like our YouTube channel for more informative videos. Thank you.